Just try to get familiar with the coach's offense and defense, and then get a lot of actual game experience with my teammates.
Is this team ready for the regular season on Tuesday
We
night?
we don't have a choice to be. I feel like this early on, it's just one of those things where like I feel like every team is like, man, I wish I could spend a little more time fixing this up or fixing that or shoring this up. But it's everyone gets 8 games, so.
That said, what's the biggest strength of this team?
The biggest strength, I think, our calling card every night's going to just have to be playing really, really gritty basketball. And one thing I can say is I'm pretty sure our training camp was the hardest one of the 30 NBA teams. So hopefully we're in the best shape, and hopefully we have the most toughness.
What would be the biggest work in progress then that this team has to worry entering Tuesday?
I would just say, the smaller, more the stuff that comes with just being together longer, whether it's being there on the rotations or within the offense and understanding like how to read, especially out of chin and stuff like that, or the Princeton sets, being able to read out of that more quickly and fluidly. But as long as we play hard, I feel like we give ourselves a chance every night.
Byron just said you're the starter on Tuesday. And
Oh,
do you see the,
I
I hate to use the word irony, but do you see the irony that it's Houston?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it is a little ironic. But I don't know. I'm trying not to build this game up into anything, make it any bigger than it is. Make sure you guys, the headline's Kobe versus Dwight, all right? So. No. I had, it's funny because it's not like, I have a great relationship with so many of the guys over there. In no way am I like, man, I hate whatever, the teammates, or sorry, my former teammates or the coaches or whatever. It's like I still talk to them, so it's like I'm not, yeah.
Well, how do you look back at those 2 seasons?
Those 2 seasons to me kind of reminds me of my time in the D-League. It's just one of those things where I guess just a chance to really grow, develop as a player, go through the bumps and bruises and the necessary bumps and bruises and stuff. And from there, you kind of just get hopefully you go through things, and then it primes you for like something bigger or better in store, and that's what I'm hoping for. And I just feel like I learned a lot, grew a lot as a player, and maybe there's not as much to show for. Similar to the D-League, it's kind of like, there wasn't you couldn't really see everything, but then hopefully I get a chance here.
What did you learn from that situation, X and O wise?
In Houston?
Yeah.
Oh, just I learned so much because coming into the NBA, my only experience was playing in D'Antoni's system, really, and maybe a couple games under Woodson. So just from that, just everything off the ball I had never done before in my life. I've always been, the one handling the ball. So really learned so much in Houston, just learning to be a more multi-dimensional player.
Has that helped you in Byron's system that you can be
Yeah.
on and off?
Yeah, it's gonna help, and it's gonna help a lot because Kobe's gonna demand a lot of attention, and he's gonna have the ball in his hands a lot as well. So being able to be better off the ball has cutting and being more active, knocking down shots, and then the other thing is defensively. I think I'm a much better defender now than I was a few years ago for sure, and I still have a long ways to go, but I think I've made great strides.
Assess your Laker camp. What did you do extremely well to get you ready to be a starter?
Well, really, I'm just a starter, I feel like, because I'm healthy. So I guess
Well, let me rephrase that. What do you think you did extremely well in camp?
I just thought I just attacked and just played my game. I think I was very free mentally, and just went out there and just played with my teammates, and took whatever defense gave me. I thought for the most part, minus the Trailblazers game, I thought I did a good job of just really cutting down the turnovers and trying to slow the game down for me.
With Ellington out, how are you planning on playing with so few wings this upcoming game?
I have no idea. It's one of those things where you kind of show up and it's like those Tuesday night rec league games. It's like which one of my teammates is here today? Who's able to play today? I mean, today we didn't have enough to go 5-on-5. So You know, it's just one of those things where you got to figure it out. Who's healthy, who's not. We don't know who's going to be healthy opening night, but we're hoping as many people as possible. And from there, it's just kind of figuring it out. I may have to slide over and play some wing too, but that's fine because I did that in Houston also.
Being so familiar with the Rockets, do you think you can exploit some of their weaknesses?
You know, I think the Rockets are like a really good team. I think their coaches are really good too in terms of what they're focusing on. So I don't think there's one thing where it's like, wow, that's an obvious weakness. We have to attack it. I think it's just one of those things where you have to play a great game all around, and you have to do everything you can to slow them down on the offensive end because they're so explosive offensively. I mean, first group and second group. Their second group is also putting up ridiculous numbers as well, at least in the preseason.
How do you defend James Harden?
I mean, you're talking about, possibly the most efficient player, one of the best, possibly the most efficient player in the NBA. You just gotta make it tough. He's gonna end up with what he's gonna end up with. It's just how hard does he have to work to get those points and those assists, and you gotta make sure you give him try to take away some of his space. He's so good in space. Try to be physical with him, but he's so good at getting to the line. It's tough.